What's up everybody, it's CJ, and I'm back with another Barnacle Bay renovation video, and today I'm going to be tackling the Seaside Haven. This is the house that Juliet Verona stays at. So, the way that I see Juliet is that she's kind of giving like rich, spoiled kid who ran away from home, trying to be rebellious, and is trying to be, independent, but also living off of her parents' money still. So that's the kind of vibe I'm getting from her. And I don't know why, but I feel like she probably found this house and was like, oh my gosh, like this is so like rustic. I'm gonna be like camping, and then it's like a really nice modern like cabin house or something like that. So that's kind of like the vibe that we're going for today. But the Seaside Haven does give, at least to me, it kind of gives like not really rustic, but more like cabin-y kind of vibes. So I wanted to kind of go into that idea, but also make the house a lot better. One thing I did not like, y'all, is that this house is above water. And the foundation is like, well, it uses like the wicker foundation. I guess it's to maybe make it look like it's stilted or something. And y'all, I just do not like working around this kind of thing, because especially when you need to like fix an EA build, because like building with it is fine, but it's like when you have to fix things and like drag things out, and like a lot of EA builds are uneven. Like for example, this one, you can see on the left side, we just have this really random part of the house that sticks out. It's not even. So literally trying to like move things, like normally move it with like the wall tool, is annoying. You have to like delete the foundation at the bottom, and then sometimes when you do, it deletes the floor at the top of it. It was just a bunch of deleting and replacing down, and it took me a while to tackle the outside. Now it was a little annoying though, y'all, because I had a budget. So Bunny, I think, only had, I can't remember the exact number, but I think it was around like 2,000 simoleons when I started the renovation, so that's not a lot. Luckily, I was able to save a lot of money and get money back from deleting things, so luckily we had enough in the end. Just know, y'all, it was a process. One thing I do like about this house though is that this house has windows that have blinds, and you don't always see that with EA pre-builts. So like, I could see like this house had good ideas, but the execution just, to me, wasn't really the best. Like, for one, I didn't really like the original roofing, and I'm not too crazy about my roofing either, if I'm being honest with you. You'll see that there's like this hipped roof piece on the left side of the house. I don't know, I like it, but I don't really use hip roofs in The Sims that much, because I just don't really like the way they look sometimes. Or I feel like for me, I can't really get them to look nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know. I'm not crazy about that hipped roof. The original house did use it, so I was like, maybe we can use it today. I don't really know. I guess you have to let me know what you think about it down below. Now, I also wanted to use some different landscaping today. So like I said, this house does kind of give log cabin vibes. So usually I've been putting palm trees, the ones from Isla Paradiso. I've been using a lot of palm trees in this save file, but today for this build I was like, let's just use some different kind of trees. I can't think of the name of these, but they are in the base game, so I'm using them. I'm also using some of the shrubs that were already out here as well. I do go in later on and I add some yellow flowers and a little bit of the white ones from the base game, just to have like little pops of color. And then right now I'm just trying to trace out where I want a driveway to go. So I'm going down now and just putting some darker grass, and I'm gonna layer some like asphalt above it, so it's gonna look like really nice, kind of like a more like worn down driveway kind of area. And then I did this really cool thing that you may not see it because I don't know if it shows up in the video, but you'll see it in the end result. I'm using like picket fencing. I also use some of that low lying fence as well to kind of like have a little gap in the middle of the picket fence, and I just like the effect of it. So you'll see it probably in the screenshots. I don't know if I showed it in the video or not. But as you can see, the outside is really starting to come together. I was also inspired by the wallpaper for the original house. It used like that, I don't know if it's like cabin siding or beach siding, I don't really know what you would call it, but I wanted to use something similar, so I'm using the one from the store. It's the free version, essentially. So I use that for the siding of the house. I do go back and I added the borders for the wallpaper, so you'll see like little pops of white to kind of have a little bit, to add more dimension to the house. I also wanted to use some sliding doors, and I wanted to use some really nice windows. I thought about the seamless ones from Into the Future, but I wanted them to have a pane so it can have a little bit more detail. So I'm using the other ones from Into the Future. So these are very similar to the base game ones, but I like these a little bit more because I think the windows can have a tint to them. I thought about deleting all of the blinds in the house, but then as I got to furnishing, I was like, man, I kind of like the blinds. So I did leave some blinds. Funny enough, y'all, I like ran out of money like 2 or 3 times when I was doing this renovation, and I was able to save money by deleting blinds. So you'll see it a little bit, but essentially I used those curtain pieces that I usually use, and what I would do is like I would put one on a window but I would forget that I had like blinds on 2 windows, right? So like you'll see like how there's those 2 single windows. I would have blinds on both of those, but I would also have a curtain on one of the windows to kind of like make it look kind of cool. So what I would just do is like remove the curtain piece and delete the blind behind it, and you can't really tell, but also it saved me a lot of money. Her original house was kind of like pink and kind of crazy. Like apparently her parents don't like her frivolous lifestyle. It's giving like she just spent a lot of money on stuff and they don't like it. But, you know, I feel like she's just uniquely her. She's going to get what she likes and spend money on what she likes because, you know, it just be like that sometime. So I was really inspired by the original color. Her house was like a pinky kind of color, and like some of her furniture was kind of zany looking. So I was really inspired by that, but I also wanted to have some like modern touches, kind of. Also, I think this house will be perfect for the Not So Berry challenge. Especially the pink generation, because like I think I added a little bit too much pink. I did go back later on and I just added some other colors in. I added like some pastels and stuff like that, but like it was giving a lot of pink. It took me so long to figure out this kitchen layout because I didn't want to use upper cabinets because one, the budget. So I'm using some open shelving, and if you don't know, those shelves come from the Generations pack. There's like 2 sizes. You have a small one and then you have the long one. So I basically just use both to make like a nice little like angle piece, and I put like a little plant above it. So that way she'll have like a nice modern kitchen with some open shelving. It's kind of funny though because she works in the music career in the game. Her original house had like an art easel, a chair, so like it's kind of giving like she's really into painting. Maybe it's just like a hobby or a passion of hers. So I wanted her to have a space where she could do some artwork and just make stuff. So you'll see it a little bit later, but I dedicate the hallway. That's more of her like her little like painting studio, so to speak. But before we get over there, we are now in the living room. I wanted to use this tall vertical TV, but it also takes up like little to no space. So I was like, we kind of need that for a room like this. I'm using the couches from the Ambitions pack, and I'm also using the coffee table, or I guess like the ottoman from that pack as well. And then again, I'm using those curtain pieces. Like I'm telling y'all, I was so glad when I went back and deleted some of those blind pieces because like, yo, the budget was not budgeting. I feel like for me, I always struggle with the budget in the game because I always want to get my Sims nice things. And even if I try to cheap out, things in the Sims 3 are just expensive. I said this a lot, but I feel like with Sims 4, one of the better advantages of like building cheap houses is that the game has been out for so long and they've added so many cheap things to the game since it's come out. So you'll have like really nice furniture that's like really cheap. Sims 3 is not quite like that. Like there's some things that are big and cheap, but like some of it is like store content, and then even if it's not store content, it's like still kind of expensive. Like it's just a lot. Like I feel like that's partially why a lot of starter homes look kind of because it's like don't really have much to work with. I would have wished they would have went back and like just added a couple cheap things, or at least edit the prices of some of the stuff, because like it's rough out here, especially because a starter home in Sims 3 I think is around like, is it 16,000 simoleons, 14,000, something like that. And then in Sims 4 I think it's like 18 or 20,000. I think it depends on like how many Sims you have in your household, but either way, you can build a nice starter home in Sims 4 with a budget. 3 you can, it's possible, but you gotta like just get creative. I feel like with some things, like I always use the free flooring if I can, because like I don't have to spend money on it. The free wallpaper I sometimes use, but it's so distinct and it has like the wood on it. Sometimes it's kind of hard to make it look not like it's made out of wood. So yeah, but the free flooring is my go-to for most of my builds, honestly. But now we move on to the bathroom, and y'all, I was really inspired by the pink. Okay, so we have pink tile, white tile. There is a pink, I think I even put some pink tile on the shower. I'm using the original shower, by the way, so it comes with an angled one, and I don't use this one all too often, but I did like it, so we're gonna keep it. I'm using 2 countertops from the kitchen, and that's gonna be her double sink counter space kind of thing. I'm using the horizontal mirror from base game as well. The bathroom is pretty much done. Like, it didn't really take me that long. I think I did include a curtain piece and maybe a plant. I can't remember. I think I put a plant in here. But the bathroom really didn't take that long. Like, honestly, y'all, everything was going good up until this point. Like, when I was doing this originally, I was like, oh, everything is good, I'm eating it up. And then when I got to the hallway, I was like, wait a minute, what are we gonna do? Because for one, the hallway is so big. Like, the house doesn't look that big, but there's a lot of space in here for one. Whenever I have like situations like this where it's like we're on a budget, the house is kind of spacious, what do you add? So I'm like, okay, we'll add a big rug in the middle. This house comes with a fireplace, and it has like these like Egyptian hieroglyphic design on it. And I was like, well, maybe we'll keep it because like this looks like something she would probably have anyway. So like I kept the fireplace, so that kind of helped with a little bit of space. And then I was like, well, we have two big windows here already, so maybe we'll like space them apart. And then I'm like, if we put some blinds, maybe that'll help fill up some wall space so it doesn't look so empty. And then I was like, well, she's really into art, so I was like, we'll keep the easel. And I'm like, okay, maybe we can use some stuff from the university pack, some clutter, paint spray kit, and all that good stuff. And then I was like, okay, well, after then, what else do I put? I was running out of money. I still had her bedroom to make over. I'm like, what the heck am I gonna do? So I was like, why don't we just turn this like wall space? Because originally the wall space with the paintings was just gonna be like, you know, just extra paintings that she painted that she displayed in her house. But I was like, what if we made it into like a little bit of an art gallery kind of thing? So we still have the art on the wall, but I put a love seat. So like if she has company over, or if maybe she just wants to get inspired, she can look at some of her artwork or something like that. And I even put like this LED strip light above it, so you'll see that at the end of the video. But I think that really helped this little section come together, you know? And I also kept the bookshelf, so I was kind of jumping back and forth from the bedroom to this little section, but she had this like wavy bookshelf in her room, so I decided to keep it. I also like the print of her bed sheets, so I used the bed from, I believe it's Showtime, because it's cheaper and it also has good energy levels, so I just copied the design over from her original bed to her new bed. And then I also wanted to give her like a bar, so I'm using the one from Showtime. And then I also gave her a bar back. Like, I was really just trying, y'all, to fill up this space. I think, like, if I had a little bit more money, I could have given her a second bedroom, and that would have helped a lot. But, you know, since the budget did not call for that, I was like, we're going to have to get creative in some way. But in the end, I think everything turned out really nicely. For her bedroom, I basically couldn't do a whole lot at first because I didn't have any money. But once I started deleting extra blinds that we didn't need, I was able to give her a couple of nightstands in her bedroom. I gave her the desk from university. It's the one that has like the paint and stuff on it. So maybe she like does like arts and crafts in here sometime. She did have a laptop in her inventory, so I did put that laptop on the desk so, you know, she can sit down and do work or just whatever. And I gave her the vertical dresser from Generations because it was small and we had just enough space for it. And then her bedroom was kind of cool because it has like access to the deck. And y'all, I felt so bad because like in the original house, there was a chair outside so she could like rest on the deck. But I was like, bro, I don't have no money. Like, I was like, she's just going to be standing outside. Like, it's going to be so sad. So I was like, okay, maybe like if I can dig deep, delete some stuff. Luckily, I had enough money to give her a lounge chair. So I think I used the one from Island Paradise and I just recolored it a little bit. So now she can go out on her deck and she can relax officially. But just know that I was low-key running out of money. I also wanted to give her a cool accent wall just to kind of bring some more like detail to her bedroom. But in the end, y'all, I think I really did a good job with this one. Like I said, you'll have to let me know what you think down below. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm not super crazy about that roof piece, but it's like the longer I look at it, the more I like it. So I don't know. You have to let me know about that as well. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below. If you like this kind of thing of me renovating EA builds, I'm working on a Barnacle Bay save file. This is literally what it's for. So if you want to see more of my Barnacle Bay renovations, I'll leave a link to the playlist down below. And like I said, I'll leave a link to the build if you want to just download this one. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this one. I will see y'all on the next one. And please stick around for the screenshots. And that's it. So bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.